Everybody knows GeoGuessr. You get a short period of time on a map to be able to guess where the location is. Then you put a pin on the map, and the closest person to the correct location obviously wins. Rainbolt, a YouTuber who's really good at GeoGuessr, decided to do the captcha security question and try to guess those locations. Which, if you ask me, that's freaking ridiculous. We're gonna see if this guy got what it takes. I mean, he's super good, and he clearly knows every inch of this planet, including my room. I don't know how.
If you don't know, every single captcha where you have to like click the bicycle to solve the captcha is taken from direct street view imagery. And so I always find it fun.
Yeah,
I just, like,
it
sit
looks.
here and be like,
the thing is that a lot of the time they look obviously like familiar, like a picture of like a freeway, like it looks like a freeway in LA or something like that, like an overpass. So it makes sense. I just never really thought about like that. Yeah, that's real life.
Bangkok taxi. Oh, that's is like probably in the Netherlands with the yellow plate. This is clearly like Tokyo, another Tokyo.
What? Okay, hold on. What? Like, I get that could be a Bangkok taxi,
But
but like
probably in the Netherlands.
Netherlands, like, I mean, what? You kind of assume it's Europe because of the license plate, but he said like this is somewhere in Japan.
Like, oh, that's a Bangkok taxi. Oh, that's is like probably in the Netherlands with the yellow plate. This is clearly like Tokyo. No.
How is that Tokyo?
Through here, I'm like, okay, that's probably like a Brazilian bus. This is Colombia. This looks like a random cool US town.
You might be the only person that has fun clicking on the captcha security question, because these are so annoying. It's more annoying when you know it's like, oh, press on every single bus, and you click on every single bus and it still says wrong, and you're like, where's the other bus? Literally where?
And I always think to myself, it's a lot easier to just find the exact place this photo is taken rather than trying to actually figure out what they mean when they say select all the squares with buses. Like
he's creating mini games within the captcha. He'd prefer to just ask what's the location of this.
You select this one right here and this one right here because it also includes a bus. Maybe.
Yeah, see, okay, that's what I'm talking about though. That upsets me when it's like select the pictures of the bus. Like this kind of has a picture of a bus, and that's what upsets me is when these technically need to be selected but you don't select them because it's more a car rather than the bus.
Crosswalk, do you include this one right here because it has like that 2 pixels? It would just be a lot easier to just find the location. Like, why can't that be how to solve the captcha? And I came across this captcha randomly in the wild about 10 minutes ago, and I was like, I could probably find this exact apartment or building in the back in under 3 minutes.
Before he finds it, I'm gonna guess
So I'm
Belgium.
gonna test myself and speedrun how fast I think I can find this exact road.
Don't ask me why, I'm just throwing something out there.
I'm going into this extremely,
Somewhere in Europe.
I mean, this is all the information I have, besides just kind of like the GeoGuessr knowledge, where I can clearly see this is more than like.
What word was that?
This extremely, I mean, this is all the information I have, besides just kind of like the GeoGuessr knowledge, where I can clearly.
GeoGuessr knowledge. Okay, yeah. Sounded like you said some crazy word. I felt really dumb for a second. I'm not dumb. We know this.
They're usually in more urban areas or like near capital cities, and so immediately just looking at this image, I was like, okay, this is probably just Copenhagen, but there's a lot of roads in Copenhagen. I'm gonna see if I can find this exact road and these exact buildings in the back in under 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna set a timer, see if we can do this. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I need to confirm that this is a Copenhagen
He's
bus
gotta
on the
really
bus stop right
find
here.
the actual location.
And okay.
Oh.
That looks like a Copenhagen bus.
Okay,
Basically,
so it is a Copenhagen bus. Okay, yeah, so it is somewhere within Copenhagen.
Houses within 100 meters or like maybe 20 meters of a bus stop. So I can click building 4-story public transport stop.
Okay.
And we need to go to Copenhagen. Also,
Zoomify, enhance.
So much, I need to make sure I can do this in under like 3 minutes. Okay, and I think this is a good enough area of Copenhagen.
Oh, wow.
And then it's just gonna search and only show me dots on the map where there's a public transport stop within.
Okay, yeah, I see how he's seeing this now.
And do like 50 meters. Okay, so that got rid of some, and now we can see that this is a red light right here, and there's a 4-way intersection with a curve going like that. So I'm just gonna scan till I can see something that makes sense. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
4-way stop.
This is crazy, actually. Also, what website is this where he's able to like filter these kind of things?
No, that doesn't make sense because the placement of the bus stop would not make sense. So maybe we're more north. This is a 2-way street. This could be potentially it.
2-way street. This could be it. Nar.
That's not it.
Doesn't look like it.
Do this in under 3 minutes.
He's got 1 minute left. The time is crunching, and he's still zooming. Nope.
Why did I even click that? Oh, this looks good.
Regardless, time limit aside, this is insane to think about. Oh, No, not quite it.
Why does this look
Or is it?
These houses right here, like this looks similar, but it's not quite
It looks like it was like up the road from there. They put a pin on it.
This is it. Surely, wait.
Oh, yeah. See, there it is.
Okay. What's the time on that?
3:07. Didn't make it. Not within 3 minutes. I know I could have done it.
Under 3 minutes. So the coverage of the location looked like it was like June 2014 coverage. Oh, there's actually June
2014 coverage.
Called the date.
Wait, what? How did he recall the date?
Maybe that was under 3 minutes. So the coverage of the location looked like it was like June 2014 coverage. Oh, there's actually June 2014 coverage. Imagine if I just called the date. I mean, we can see the bus
okay,
here.
yeah, he's just guessing.
Maybe if you zoom back, because we could see on the other image, we're right like past the curve, and now we're in May 2016.
It's before the construction happened right there.
Sometimes Street View Images takes locations that aren't published. There's actually a whole thing of you can re-roll captcha images on that website I was demonstrating earlier. But you can see here that we have the house with alternating windows. The bus stop is right over here.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the location. Bro cracked it down. He was able to figure it out based on the public transportation. Like, that's actually so sick.
What the exact time on that was, but hopefully it was sub 3 or 4 minutes. And I think I could have been faster. There's other ways I think I could have gone about this, and I'm interested in seeing how you guys would have done it. For the sake of efficiency, I used the Billingcat tool to do this, but you could have wrote a code with overpass turbo. And I think that this bus stop here has a shelter. Oh, it doesn't have shelter on it. Does this have shelter? No, it doesn't. You could have wrote, I thought this was a sheltered bus stop. You could have wrote to only showed you sheltered bus stops, but that would have actually been a red herring for me because I thought this was sheltered, but it was not. So that's good that it didn't do that. And I wish I would have recognized the angle of the street a little bit better, a little bit quicker, because I could have scanned quicker. But all in all, it's maybe not an impressive, like it's not like something I would sit there and spend 20 hours on, but
not gonna say that this is impressive. This is freaking insane to think about, like, that within the little pictures of GeoGuessr. Technically, yeah, it's still just, it's kind of like GeoGuessr minus being able to move and zoom in on like pictures and zoom in on like signs and license plates and stuff. There's still such a small margin of like information to be able to guess off of, and being able to know, like, him seeing the bus in the picture obviously made it so that it was entirely doable, and he knows what a Copenhagen bus looks like. You know, it's just in his bank of knowledge. But like, that's crazy to think that, like, imagine the bus wasn't there. Obviously it'd be like 500 times harder for him.
And Google Captcha is a great way to just like, for me to just like go through and test myself. There's a lot of US locations too, but if you guys want me to do like another hardware, you could like go through and like I have to try and find like a fire hydrant or something.
Fire hydrant would be so hard.
Process. Yeah, like these are all in Southeast Asia. Like,
yeah.
Indonesia. So,
yeah.
See, like this one would be.
Wait, hold on. Also, actually, there was just like a picture of a guy on the Harley. This one. Are they allowed to just use this? Is this like, I feel like this is illegal. Like, his name and likeness is just out there, and it's just like, bro's just on a captcha. Imagine you go to sign in to your like Facebook or something, like this dude's just getting on Facebook doing his usual like boomer kind of energy stuff, and then it like captcha pops up and it's just a picture of himself. I'd be furious.
Longer process. Yeah, like these are all in Southeast Asia, like Philippines.
Like these ones make sense. It's like the back of their heads, or like cuts off their heads.
Then you can look at the bus route right here, and you can see the bus 37 to get there. There's so many fun things that you can do with captchas, and I think it's so fun, such a cool way to like test.
Yeah, that one, it like clearly blurs out their face. Nice. Regardless, though, like I feel like Rainbolt's downplaying it, because like that's actually still a really sick idea to be able to find a location through the captcha. And if you guys enjoyed this video, go check out Rainbolt. I'll have his channel linked down in the description. Also, if you enjoyed these React videos, guys, hit subscribe, join the Paul GG Plus army, and I will see you guys in the next one.